Hello, everybody. This is Noah and John, and we are from UrbanDigs, and it is Friday. So you're going to get your weekly Manhattan market update. John, let's get right to it. I'm looking at supply. Ooh, looks like it's going down 6,800. Show me that chart.
Yeah, this should be no surprise to anybody. We've been repeating this phrase for the last several weeks. Supply again takes about a 1.7% drop from the week before at 6,800. Par for the course.
Yeah, a function of going into summer, right, John? Usually as we go into summer, the listing trends tend to decrease. And with less stuff coming on the market, that supply is probably going to be pressured down a little bit. A little more than I thought for this part of the month, but we'll keep an eye on it. Let's move on to demand. Pending sales, 5483. Looks like it's going up, but slowing down. I don't know. You're the chart expert. Show me that chart, John.
Yeah, I mean, it's going up. We've been saying it's slowing down, but it's up a little bit more than it was up in terms of percentages the last week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you just have to expect pending sales to continue to increase until it stops increasing.
Well, the higher it climbs, the gravity gets heavier and you're climbing the wall of worry. And you need 400 plus deals a week to sustain that kind of trajectory. We are not doing that. I don't think we're going to get over that level. That was the ludicrous level we were kind of coming out of. And John, let's just point out the market pulse is going up. It's going up. And I think people might falsely misinterpret that like, oh my God, is the market all of a sudden in the last week and a half getting stronger? And I think no, I think what's going on is supply is going down while pending sales is going up, but at a slower pace. And that's kind of why the market pulse went up a little bit. I would expect that to correct itself unless, John, inventory goes down over the summer, in which case there's not going to be a lot of stuff out there and it'll be a seller's market in the terms of no inventory.
It's true, Noah. And also, pending sales is a two-way pipe. There's a lot of stuff going in, everything gets signed into contract. And on the way out is everything that's closed by Acris. So there's a big backlog right now in terms of how many people and how many units can actually be processed by co-op boards, condo boards, as right of first refusal, all these paperwork that has to happen, appraisers, mortgages, all that stuff. So if we stop adding to the back end of the pipe, and once that front end of the pipe starts emptying out a little bit, we could see an interesting decline in pending sales finally.
Yeah, and that's what I'm kind of expecting for July and August. So let's make a mental note that we're around 5,500 or whatever that is, and let's see where we are in 4, 5, 6 weeks. Until then, let's go to the weeklies, John. I'm on the dashboard, UrbanDigs market ticker. I see 1 week supply, 369 things came on. Show me that chart.
Yeah, 369. I mean, that's a decent number of things coming on the market. It is, however, about 13% lower than what came on last week. I mean, this is, again, as you mentioned, when we talked about overall supply, this is no surprise heading into the summer to see this number start falling off the cliff.
Exactly. And that is why supply is starting to go down. This is now you're starting to put the pieces of the puzzle together and this all clicks together and it makes sense. Let's move on to the weekly pace of demand. 334 things came into contract. Looks down, but that's still a hot number. Show me that chart.
Yeah, I mean, we're still booking over 300 deals a week. It's still amazing. It's not quite ludicrous, but it's still fantastic. And that's it's down a little bit. It's down a little bit from the week before, but again, still over 300 is a strong market.
Yeah, and if I look at the 1 month trend, I'm at 1,548. So, I mean, this is how I keep it real because the 1 week is kind of noisy. And I mean, this is very hot levels, very, very hot levels, hard to sustain, but very hot levels. And until that drops to a noticeable level, you're not going to see any notable change in terms of bid volume out there. I mean, anything over 1,300 is a really strong market. So we'll keep an eye on that. Great. So John, let's pivot out of UrbanDigs. Take a look at how fresh is Manhattan inventory. Doug Wilford at Tribeca, hat tip to you for this idea. John, please explain. What are we looking at?
So this is a breakdown of monthly supply by days on market. And the idea is like, well, how fresh is the inventory out there? So the green bars are units that have been on the market for, 60 days or less. Yellow is 60 to 120. And, the red is anything that's been on the market for more than 4 months, over 120 days.
So we're looking at total supply. We're looking at inventory every single month. And then we're breaking that inventory down by how much of that inventory is fresh and how much of that inventory is stale. And that's kind of what you're seeing here, John. And this is new. This is interesting. We wanted to go back in times and show you a trend. What I see here, let's focus on the green. What I see here is seasonality, quite frankly, except for 2020. But I see seasonality here, and I'm looking at where these peaks are in past seasons. And most of them are right about now during the summertime, right?
Yeah.
And if seasonality is going to be coming back, or we're normalizing to a more seasonal market, look what typically happens for a few months after this period. And then again, this is July and August and into September, right? So I have to wonder, is the same thing going to happen now, John? And we're already seeing it with new listings going down. So if I'm a buyer out there and you're expecting all this fresh stuff to come on the market, we may have hit peak fresh stuff for this intercalendar cycle, for lack of a better way of saying it.
Yeah, I think you're hitting the nail on the head, and that's that. For the last year and a half, we've been talking about how seasonality was completely obliterated and demolished by the market shutdown, the reopening in July, and then it was only in October, November when the market really started moving again, and so everything was kind of completely shifted off. But looking at this, I see these green bars. Here we are in May and June of 2021, the far right green bars starting to tick back up, starting to look like what it normally looks like. And that to me is a hint of that maybe the seasonality that is so helpful when you're talking about real estate, because it's a completely cyclical thing, could be coming back, which would be very helpful as you're starting to think about listing, buying, planning, these kind of things. So it's way too early to tell, as a lot of these things have been demonstrated, but it's interesting to keep an eye on.
And it's also good to have an understanding of what inventory is. Like 40% of it's stuff that's kind of stale and lingering. Let's just be honest. Okay. It's been on the market for 4 months or more. Okay. And 40% is fresh. So like almost 40% stale, 40% fresh, and the other 20% is right in the middle. And it's kind of like just shifting just a little bit here and there. It's really an interesting view. Thank you for pulling that chart up, John Walkup. I am Noah Rosenblatt. We are both from UrbanDigs. Don't forget, if you got questions, we got answers. We got a forum right over here. Until then, I wish you guys to have a great weekend, and we'll catch you next time.